everyone else has agreed to join the war.
Because
she was like, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't want to force you guys. Like, you've already done a lot for her, and she was more than happy to give you your deserved rest. But she also seems very relieved that you've agreed with helping her.
How is the morale right now between the lizardfolk?
Around here, very high. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone is just brimming with excitement.
Good.
You guys have become quite the heroes. And she grins.
I'm gonna like get out 5 cups and just pour like everyone a pitcher of ale or wine, whatever they want. Should we cheers to this?
Sure, why not? And she finally takes it.
Glorious. And I'm just gonna chug back my pitcher.
Right. So does she. She looks fairly confident about the upcoming battle. And she slams it down and she says, well, if you'll excuse me, I still have 500 things to take care of. Some of them including dealing with that stubborn priestess who has not been of any help at all so far, but I'm sure I'll get to that.
Well, if you find a means to make her talk, we'll certainly come back and help, so.
Well, if you want to have a chat with her, feel free. But
yeah.
You don't have to.
What specific information do you need from her?
Well, thanks to our lobster friend here, we have the layout and the approximate numbers. I would just like to have more information specifically about the avatar that they've summoned, the more of Sekulath, as they call it. But I can't get anything out of the priestess herself. Our lobster here hasn't seen it, he just heard vague rumors. He knows that there has been many sacrifices to summon the avatar. Like, a lot of slaves have been killed. But he does not know any of its abilities or what it even looks like. And neither does the servant girl, for that matter.
I see. How is the servant girl?
Good, all things considered. She was surprisingly forthcoming and cooperative. It seems that she bears no love for the current Sahuagin leader. Neither for the Baron and his wife, nor the Blade Master himself. She used to be part of one of the smaller tribes that sort of got subjugated and forced to join. And she definitely didn't have a good time dealing with the Baron's wife.
I suspect she was not among those shedding tears.
No. Definitely not. She has been telling us all she knew.
Good. Excellent. Well, you said it was a day and a half before we march. Is that correct?
Yes.
Suppose we would have time to potentially talk to the priestess ourselves. Perhaps we can gauge further information if...
Of course. Feel free to have a chat with her. If you can get something out of her, I would be more than happy.
I was given the impression that the avatar was summoned near where they were. Like
in
deeper.
their temple, specifically.
Yeah.
Which is currently inside of our old lair, which at least gives us an approximate idea of its size, because it can't be bigger than, you know, the room. I suppose.
Means that we're dealing with something that could be quite large, potentially.
Yes, but not unreasonably huge.
As long as it's not the size of a bloody kraken, am I right?
No. It won't be the size of a kraken, I do not think.
That's good news. There was mention of some of the prisoners who were performing slave labor. They talked about teeth a lot.
Yes.
Many teeth.
Many teeth.
I don't know if that... I don't know what insight that could possibly give us.
I've not really gotten anything out of our people that you freed. They luckily weren't amongst the ones that got sacrificed, but they told me that sometimes people would be taken for different kinds of work to the lower levels, and they would come back terrified, refusing to really talk about what they'd seen.
I see. How much power would this avatar potentially possess, do we think? I assume that the vessel is not currently filled.
She shrugs and she says, that's why I would like to have more information. It's the one thing we know pretty much nothing about.
Would you have the forces to deal with such a thing?
I do believe that our goddess will provide enough aid to deal with it, yes.
Seems a conversation with our priestess friend is in order.
Right, well, let's go have a talk with the priestess, shall we? And if we gather any information, Queen, we'll be right back.
Alright, just make sure you rest up before the fight.
Your Majesty, in our conversations with the priestess, is there any room for any particular concessions that could be on offer to her? Something that we can bargain with her?
What are you thinking about?
She's your prisoner and your enemy.
Well, I'm certainly not going to set her free, even if we win. Who knows what she will do if she holds a grudge against us. I was planning on just putting her to death, but if you wish for a different solution, be my guest. I will definitely not release her before all of this is over. And I do not want her to go free completely, ever.
There would be... Is there a service that she could provide for the LizardFolk? In some sort of...
She smiles, like she has this a rather nasty smile, and she says there always are latrines that need to be cleaned.
True. But is there a service that would be fitting of someone with her abilities?
Aside from me not being sure we can trust her with any of these services, she is a spellcaster, which it makes her rather valuable in on its own. I believe she is capable of healing people, which obviously would be a very good use for her. Our own priests usually have quite a hard time to keep up with the more aggressive of our fighters. They do have a habit of getting themselves beaten up.
And perhaps her residing as a healer in servitude might be something that could be offered.
Rathar, I
Well,
don't mean to be rude, but you're going to have to be rather persuasive for her to start healing LizardFolk.
Oh, I'm certain of that. Just depends on what options she feels she has.
Can't you just command her?
I feel she'd rather die than do anything for these people. Which maybe we can provide.
Depends what she wants.
Well,
I would be able to find a place for her to be useful, even though there would be quite a lot of resistance from my people. But if you manage to get useful information out of her, I am willing to take her into my service.
Would this not create tension between you and the head shaman?
She looks at you and she smiles and she says, "There's always tension between me and the head shaman."
Yes, but you don't unwillingly want to take on more.
I believe I can spin it in a way where the best punishment for our enemy is being forced to work for our goddess.
Another concern does raise her power as a priestess. It's not inside of her, it does come from her god or goddess.
Yes. If the goddess chooses to no longer support her, she will be completely useless.
And if she were to use her powers in such a way that her goddess does not approve, she would be of no use to you.
Yes.
Suppose there's something to keep in mind. If for no other reasons than simply she might refuse because she knows that she ultimately wouldn't be able to serve in the capacity of which we're speaking.
Or she might just refuse because she hates us and would rather die. But yes. I don't know much about their goddess aside from that she's incredibly cruel and enjoys suffering.
Lovely.
Maybe the goddess would enjoy seeing her servant suffering. I do not know.
I mean, we could always just get Stogek to beat her to a pub.
Well, I was just about to say.
I saw the look on your face.
What if we just twist this problem in half and move on?
You did say that she would prefer to die, right? That brings me back when we did the thing.
Yes, I know the thing.
His interrogation technique again.
And yes, we can
Kill them
certainly do
until they
that.
agree.
So long as I get to twist.
Twist, hack, slash, crush,
You-
stomp.
You executed someone, then brought them back to life.
No,
Yes.
it didn't think.
The soul's
gave them what
supposed to
they
be
want.
willing to return.
There is one single spell where the soul doesn't get asked.
I commanded
That
this.
revivify? I forget.
They found the loophole.
We killed him, brought him back to
Yeah.
life. He's seen his god. His god was not very happy with him, to which he pretty much gave us the information we were looking for.
Yeah.
Come back to life. No, I wasn't asking.
He said he was willing to
Yeah.
die. I mean, you know. When you haven't got your god on your side, you've got nothing to live for, so might as well talk.
But as long as everyone was happy in the end.
Exactly. It worked out.
I mean, he wasn't, because you killed him again and sent him to that place that made him turn from his faith.
Yeah, we took him to our temple, basically. It now works for us.
Good
And
times.
that thing works for me, and I spin the amulet of Procon in my finger.
Fucking hell.
Well, it seems that our first order would be a little chat with the priestess, I suspect, then.
All right. Let's go have a chat. Is everyone going to have a chat?
I wish you the best of luck. If you need anything, just ask the gods.
I'm gonna fill the queen's cup and then like wink at her and walk out.
She yells after you, "That does not mean I will dance!"
I'm gonna put my head back in the door and just give her another wink while leaving.
Yeah, you see her just chug the second glass of ale. Alright. You head to the dungeons?
I guess so.
I'm getting my amulet ready.
You can... Alright. The guards, like, they see you and they just start grinning and they just open the door and one of them, gives you a mocking bow and says, "Have fun." And then closes the door again behind you. And...
Wait, can I?
We will.
Can I say, yeah, we will, and then like grab him on the shoulder? Now come and watch. Pull him in.
With us.
That is not
Come
gonna go
learn a
in there.
thing or two.
He's good. He's happy to stay out here. But yeah, you're again in the room with the cells. You see the cell with the priestess. She is still chained to the wall. Her skin has taken on a sickly pale hue. It's starting to crack in places, and you can see that she's very much been out of the water for a while.
Yep.
And you notice that in front of the door is a bucket of water just standing there.
I'll glance at her and say, like, "Oh, she looks like more like me now."
Old.
And in the other cell, you see the servant girl who now actually has like a small table and a chair and an amount of food, and it looks like she's been treated pretty well.
Yep. Sort of like, look at the priestess, look at the servant, look at the priestess, look at the servant. It's just like, you've made life hard for yourself, haven't you?
She's still blindfolded, by the way. Like, she's pretty much as you've left her, aside from now having been out of water for an amount of hours that is starting to be unhealthy. And she doesn't seem to really react to your words.
We spoke last night, and I explained to you, if you talked, you wouldn't run into much grief. Why did you not listen to me?
She mumbles something. She's still gagged, but she seems to probably curse.
Pull the gag slightly loose. It's like, could you say that again, please? And gauntleted fist ready to knock her out if necessary. None of this spell casting nonsense. And I don't take to cast a spell, so the moment it starts, boom.
Yeah, don't worry. She just tells you to basically fuck off. She's not in, like, she very much didn't have any rest or anything, so you're pretty sure she still can't cast any strong spells.
Yeah.
Alright, you prepared the spell magic. Cool. You are all more than ready for any shenanigans that she might pull, but she currently has other problems. Which is mostly drying out.
Is it time for the twist?
Plot twist.
Tommy's just so ready to twist.
Why don't you crawl back to your queen and leave me alone?
Oh, we
After
just
the
saw her.
twist.
Why would we go back? We're here to see you.
I'm trying to remember, were we actually ever told her name, or was she just always referred to as the High Priestess?
The High Priestess, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you were told her name.
What's your name? I can't keep calling you
did
High
they say?
Priestess.
Did they say her name?
The two
feel like they
lizard
did.
folk that we rescued, pretty sure they said her name. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, they did because they recognized who she was.
Oh, fucking hell. Why am I this bad with names? I remembered the name earlier, and now I've already forgotten. I know it starts with a T. Oh God,
No.
sorry. 1 second.
Our lobster also already had a name. It's like Sure.
Sure.
Ah,
Sure.
Louis
But you know,
only
I've
had
given
Louis.
up trying to keep you guys from naming things yourself, so.
Björn.
Hello.
Lobster.
Oh God, where is it? Phaedra. There we go. Her name is Phaedra.
Phaedra.
Okay.
I'll type it in chat. There you go.
Phaedra.
Phaedra.
Phaedra, there is a solution. You know that there is a solution, but look, you know you're not going to go free, and you know you can't win this war. The Baron and the Baroness are dead. Your
They
armies
were
are.
puppets anyway. Anyway, doesn't matter. We will beat you, no matter what.
Sounds so confident.
I don't know,
Where's
you're
that?
a baron and a baroness down, and you were certainly a good part of that charade. And now they don't even have you. Makes you think you're
I
so sure.
already have completed my work. I will die for my goddess.
Aren't you
I
worried
have
that
done all that needed to be done. Our army is unbeatable.
Why her? Why this goddess? Of all the goddesses and gods that exist amongst the pantheons, why her? Why choose her?
Because she created us.
And what does she want?
Us taking over all the other races and establishing dominion. Take
And
back
why-
our rightful place.
And why did she create you in the first place?
No offense, but
to-
she's shit at creating.
Hold on, let her speak.
Oh, sorry. Of course.
We're civilized here. No. Decorum's
We-
important.
We are her will on this plane.
was it her will for you to end up here like this?
She shrugs. You
I
do
take that as you
notice
don't
that
know.
the servant girl has like gotten up and is sort of leaning against the bars and just intently watching you guys deal with her.
Like the servant's watching?
Hmm?
The servant is watching?
The
Yeah,
servant girl.
the other prisoner.
Can I walk up to her cage and just like hand her a cup of wine? Just kind of lean on the cage while we both watch.
She sort of flinches back at first, but then she takes it.
No.
I'm just gonna like raise my cup and drink.
From what I can gather, not all Sahuagin share your faith, is that correct?
All Sahuagin believe in Sekoloth.
But not all follow her, correct?
There is not a single Sahuagin who would betray our goddess.
Really, from what I can understand, it seems that your particular clan of Sahuagin conquered all the other clans, and they all haven't exactly been happy as to this whole conquest shenanigans that went down.
We united the scattered tribes and we brought them back on the right path.
You dragged a bunch of other clans that had no interest in your warmongering into your forced way of life. That is not uniting. That is beating people with a stick. It is what you would do to a dog.
And what we're gonna do to you? And
She just laughs and she says, you shore walkers don't understand our ways. You could never understand. We live for our goddess. Everyone does. Every single one of our race.
No, not every single one of your race. You think you're the first Sahuagin I've met in my life?
There are some traitors amongst us, but they are of small consequence.
And do you also think that you are the first worshipper of an alleged divinity, utterly foul, that I have put to death?
She just says, I would gladly die for my goddess.
Oh,
You don't
they all
hear me.
gladly die, trust me on that. They're very glad about it. They're not so glad once they get to the afterlife, though.
I'm back. They often scream with joy.
She just spits at you or towards you. You know, it's a very pathetic weak spit because she's still exhausted as fuck. And she says, your lies don't change anything. I know the truth.
Are you familiar with a spell by the name of Zone of Truth?
Yes.
Alright, how about I cast it, myself in it, and you can find out then if I'm telling the truth or not. While I'm in it, I can't lie. Might I remind you, you may not know this about me, but the oath that I swore to Arishan, I can't lie. If I lie, I lose my powers.
She just shrugs and she says, every word that comes out of your mouth is a lie. I wouldn't trust a spell you cast at all.
This is a waste of time.
You shorewalkers do nothing but deceive us.
You don't even know who I am.
I've dealt with your kind.
And what is my kind?
They tried to screw us over, just
Who
like
is-
you did. They were full of lies, so we sunk their ships.
Who is they?
Some people we traded with to get more weapons for our great fight. They thought they could scam us, but we showed them the might of Sekula, and now they all rest at the bottom of the ocean.
What was the name of the crest on the shields again? The family crest again?
It was the Sea Princess.
Sea Princes. And we know them to be like dodgy dealers and stuff.
Very dodgy. They
Yeah.
are pirates. They are just
Yeah.
straight up pirates. And not the fun Pirate of the Caribbean pirates, but like the shitty pirates.
No Jack Sparrows amongst them.
No.
The Vikings of pirates.
Yeah, what was the
They
name
are
again?
the Sea Princess.
The Sea Princes.
Yes.
Wait. You did trade with people from the surface for weapons. That would match the symbol on the shields that we found in your fortress. Is that correct?
I don't know what kind of shields you found.
I
We did
described
trade
the
with-
crest.
We did trade with some of the shorewalkers. Yes.
They were pirates. Do you know what a pirate is? I don't mean to be condescending, but
Going to be.
look, you've got me in quite a bad mood. What can I say?
It's cute.
Wait, was that Krell? Krell's an orc.
Not Krell, no.
No, this is a different ship.
No. Different ship.
You are familiar with pirates, are you? Like, you keep branding all of us surface dwellers amongst the same. Do you know the difference between someone from a farm as opposed to someone who's a pirate? Do you know the difference?
Of course I know the difference.
Well,
Both of you
evidently
would
not.
kill... One side would kill us without hesitation, the other side at least trades with us if we have money.
Right, so the farmers are the ones that would kill you, and the pirates are
Yes.
the ones that would trade with you, and then just try to kill you anyway.
Well, they didn't try to kill us. They tried to scam us, and we showed them what happens if you try to scam us.
Right, and have you had much dealing with the farmers?
She laughs